Hey everyone, I just want to do a little vlog. I'm just trying to head home right now, but don't worry, I'm not actually driving. I just wanted to talk about the separation of working at something you love versus doing something you love and then also having work that you use to survive. And then kind of just segmenting your life, making sure to I had a teacher in school that talked about you have to segment your life mentally in your head. So when you're at work, you are your work self and you do your work things. And when you're at home, you are your home self and you do your home things. When you're at work, you're kind of allowed to be less emotional. But you're also sort of required to be, if you're a more emotional person naturally, then it's like, maybe don't be as emotional at work. And if you're not emotional naturally, then this is like a space where you can be less emotional and more like kind of serious, maybe a little harsh. And it's kind of a safe space for that in a way, because you're just getting the job done. And that's what people want. They just want to get the job done so they can go home too. And then when you go home, that's not the point. You don't want to be at home trying to get the job done, because at home, hopefully, like, there might be jobs that need doing, but you're there to be with your people, be with your person, and care about, maybe you go home to your wife or your kids, or maybe you go home to your, maybe you don't have anyone to go home to, but then you call someone or you go to a hobby you have, and so there you don't want to be there to get the job done. And so that's something that I'm really bad at, is like everywhere I go I'm there to get the job done, which is not very good in relationships. Like even right now making this video, I love making videos, but I'm sort of like getting a job done, and once I reach a certain point, and I think I've made my point, which usually goes better in my head than in real life. But once I reach that point, then I'll just be like, okay, I'm done. And find myself being very formal and etc. But anyways, so mentally segmenting your life, and like even if you have it, let's say you have a job that you do love, but it's not always great, or maybe it is always great, whatever, but sometimes your job is a challenge, you have to do things you don't want to do, or it's good to, no matter how good or bad your job is, think of it as just a job, because one day you will probably lose that job, or you will want to leave that job for a different opportunity. And if you have it in your head that this job is also your life in some way, maybe you dedicated all your energy to this job, then you're going to have a ton of trouble knowing what to do with yourself when this job is no longer a thing, no longer for you or at all, whether the company shuts down or whether you just leave or are fired for whatever reason. So, and then there's also that aspect of like, if you also segment the job in your mind as like just a job that you have to do, you do as well as you can, then you won't spend all your time and energy on that job, because you'll know, okay, when I'm done the job, maybe you have to work some overtime to get the job done, but then when you're done, then you go home and you don't do job anymore. Job is over there. I'm done job. I go home and do home stuff now. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. But segmenting in your mind the different aspects of your life in order to kind of create healthy boundaries is good. And I think that segmenting and choosing to see your job as just a job, and see your home as like, that's where you're allowed to ignore your home sort of when you're at work, because you're You're at work, you're getting paid, that's totally fair. But then you go home, or you go to your clubs, or you go to your sports team or whatever, and then you can be totally focused on that, ignore the other aspects of your life, and not feel so bad. And then maybe you felt guilty about wanting to include other people in everything you're doing, but you don't want to include. You're like, this is something I kind of want to have separate from other things in my life, like a certain hobby you want as your own, and you don't want to invite your friends to it, even though you really like your friends. And you're like, I feel guilty about that, but that is your thing. And if you segment in your mind, okay, these are my friends and this is my club, and if my friends come to the club of their own volition, then it's their club, and that's great. And maybe you can tell them about the club and they can come if they want to or not, but you don't want to be responsible for them coming, and then they're like there for you, and now you're at the club with the when I say club, I mean like a woodworking club or a jewelry making club, or something like that, book club, like that. And then you invite your friend to the book club, and then now you're at the book club with your friend versus your friend has come to the book club also. I don't know if that makes sense, but so maybe by mentally segmenting your life into these sections, this might also help you with not feeling guilty about not inviting people to certain things that you just want to do on your own. Now, I'm not saying if there's someone in your life that you just never want to invite to anything, then probably don't be friends with that person. But that's a different thing altogether. This was mostly supposed to be about taking work off of a pedestal. I guess I can give you guys a story for all your trouble if you've got this far into the video. I have for a long time now wanted to have my job as something super exciting, that I really want to, get up every day and just go, do, like creating YouTube videos for a living. And, if I get monetized and make enough off of that to make a living, then I can, wake up in the morning, go to the library, do a bunch of research, learn to edit and do voiceovers and all these slightly more complex video editing tasks, create a Patreon, all this fun stuff, work from home, work while I travel, all this exciting stuff that I would get to do that would be a lot of fun. And it would be like my life is my work and my work is my life, but it would be really fun, and I would be self-employed, which is something I would enjoy. And I've been pushing for that and doing all these little projects, trying to kind of boost myself into that space really quickly. And it hasn't been working. It's been causing a lot of stress for me and for my other people in my life, because all I'm doing is trying all these side projects while also working part-time, well, full-time now. And then there's all these projects that I have on the back burner that I should be working on. Anyways, and so in this last week I've kind of decided, okay, if I just have the hobbies I have for fun, and they're just my hobbies, and I can do a YouTube video like this if I want to, like a vlog style, because it takes no editing. And then when I go to work, I go to work to make money. It's not a bad job, I can't complain. And I go to work and I go home, and then when I'm at home, I can just focus on the people in my life and doing fun things with them and don't think about work. And so I have I have consistency and security of the job. I have separation where I have other fun things in my life that can kind of augment having a job I absolutely adore. So instead of having a job I adore, I have a job that's stable and a life outside of work that I adore. And that realization, well, you know, I'd still rather be self-employed, is better, ultimately, a better outcome than like it's lowered my stress level significantly, and kind of gotten me more excited to do these other projects I've been wanting to do. And I have some opportunities that I've sort of been neglecting. Like I have an opportunity to write some haikus and get them published. And I can like write short stories for magazines and stuff, and try and get my name out there that way. And that's like a fully realizable way to start getting small things published out into the world and start getting some of my writing seen by the public, and just little things like that, which are like fully achievable. And this is super long, sorry. Okay. And yeah, so now that I've mentally segmented that, work and non-work in my life, I can go to work and enjoy it, but don't feel pressure to have it be like the end-all be-all of my life. And then I can come home and I can do my hobbies for fun. And if one day one of my hobbies becomes paid, then that's cool. And if it doesn't, then that's fine. So anyways, that's it. All right, thanks.